Lawrence hits 100 but honours even after day 1. Lancashire returned to Emirates Old Trafford this week after being held to a draw by Yorkshire at clean slate Headingley. They start the week in second place in Division 1, albeit 20 points behind leaders Surrey, but more than 30 ahead of visitors Essex, who have just one win to their name so far this season. And Essex started the match with the bat in hand and found it tough to get off the mark. Lancashire striking with just 15 runs on the board. Sir Alistair Cook the first to go, out-caught off Bailey for 2. But in came Tom Wesley, and the captain held off the Lancashire charge alongside Nick Brown, and the rapid start by the hosts started to fade. The visitors were finding their feet, and a 50 partnership brought up when Wesley flicked Anderson through the leg side to the ropes. When they reached lunch, the score was a decent-looking 74 for 1, Cook the only man to go, and the session one Essex had enjoyed. And there were more reasons to be cheerful for the visitors after the break. Brown with back-to-back 50s, up to the mark with a wristy shot for 2. The opener took them to 100 as well, rocking onto the back foot to Parkinson, punched to the offside boundary. Parkinson took the scalp of the captain though, down on one knee looking to sweep the spinner. Wesley only managed to pop a catch straight up in the air, Salt underneath it with the gloves. Lawrence looked to try and stick with Brown, and the pair added 34 together before the opener had to go. A first of the innings for Anderson, Villas bravely taking the catch close in, quite some grab from the Lancashire skipper. Opportunities were few and far between for the fielding side. Lawrence grew into his innings, and the score followed. 4 runs guided down to third man, putting 150 on the scoreboard, which read 169 for 3 when they strolled off for tea. Lawrence and Walter resumed after the break, and it wasn't too long before they brought up the 50 partnership with a single off Bailey. But Lawrence wasn't done there. After being left out of the England squad to face New Zealand, he had a point to make, and a 50 went some way to doing so, up to the mark with his 6th 4. He was at the other end when Walter cut Parkinson for 2 to bring up the 200. Bailey brought an end to their partnership. Walter cleaned up by one that nipped back. And then he dealt with Critchley, unable to get off the mark off the 4 deliveries he faced, out caught behind. Lawrence was into the 90s and set off thinking he was about to hit 3 figures, but Hassan Ali had other ideas. A boot to the ball enough. Rossington short of his ground. Balderson through to the right end. Lawrence would move on to his 100 in the next over. A single off Wood all he needed to get there after facing 178 balls. But Wood struck with the very next delivery. Just the second Tama had faced, and he wasn't able to weave out of the way, caught behind for a duck. The wicket was a crucial one, keeping Lancashire on level pegging with their visitors, who were down to their last 3 wickets at the close of play. The score 280 for 7. Lawrence will be delighted with his efforts, unbeaten on 100 when time was called. He'll be even happier if it helps his side find their way to a win, but there's still a long road ahead.